Drop some 111s in the chat if this is the first time you're on this call. Welcome, Adrian. Welcome, welcome. I love new energy. Drop some 555s if you guys have been on this call and you've been with me throughout this whole journey. You've been with me since the beginning. And drop some 888s if you've been through my calls last year, even the ones from last year. I want to see who's here. I want to see where everybody's at. Ooh, let's go, let's go, let's go. I see some people. I know I seen recognize some names out here that I've seen since last year. I love it. I love it. I'm super blessed to be in sharing this moment with you guys. You guys have no idea. I love every single one of you. Super grateful. And I want to introduce myself for those of you who don't know me. My name is Bastian. I'm 26 years old, turned 26 just a couple weeks ago. You know, one of the main things that I made this call for was to help individuals just like myself, get beyond your current beliefs. You see, a lot of us are held back through our, current emotions, our current thoughts and beliefs. There's a lot of limitations that you put on yourself or have been put in front of you, and you may not know it. And that's what this call is to bring your self-awareness up, right? So for those of you who thought that this was a trading call, I'm sorry. This will not be a trading call, but I will be dropping nuggets for you guys. And this is something that you can use for your trading. This is something that you should utilize every single day before you're trading. Okay. So number one thing, guys, before we jump into anything else, drop one thing that you're grateful for today. One thing that Mother Earth has provided for you. One thing that you guys can say, man, that I'm so happy and blessed that this came upon. And I won't to miss this call. I love it. I love it. I love it. John, I appreciate it. Drop one thing. I'm grateful for being alive today. I'm grateful for my energy. I'm grateful for my body. I do, for those of you who know me a little bit closer, maybe a little bit more personally, I'm someone that suffers greatly from like back pain and lower back pain. It runs down my family, and so even though like I woke up today with tremendous pain in my back and I feel really uncomfortable, God gave me this body and I am grateful for it because I know that there's individuals out there in the world that have it way worse than I do. So for that, I'm super grateful for my health. I'm super grateful for my body. I'm super grateful for my strength to strive forward. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's see what you guys are grateful for. Grateful for being alive today. I'm grateful for patience and life. Grateful for my health, for this call. Grateful for you too, fam. Grateful for my health, family, health, fitness, financials, our one-on-one, my mom, and another day. Much love, Vicious. Much love. I'm grateful to be alive and healthy. I'm so grateful for God. I love that one. I'm grateful for God. That's what wow, I love it. Family, health, multiple businesses. Let's go. Multiple sources building. I'm happy for all of your guys' success. I'm happy for the success you have yet to see. I'm happy for your businesses and the multiple sources of income you guys are building and flowing into your life. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for all this energy. I love it. I love it. Now, guys, you guys already know how these calls go. And for those of you who are new, I'm going to walk you through something that we like to do on this call, and it's called centering our attention, centering our presence. All right. So we're going to, every time you hear that bell, I want you to breathe. Breathe in deep, all the way to your chest. All the way down to your stomach. Make sure you guys are here. The purpose for breathing, guys, because a lot of us, we go day by day on our chairs, on our desk, on our day-to-day work and our lives driving. And a lot of us sit in this position right here that we're bent, our bodies are literally kneeling or at an angle, right? And so what happens is a lot of our ribs come down, pressuring on our lungs. And what happens is that we forget to breathe. Believe it or not, we breathe subconsciously. We breathe all the time, but when was the last time you took a deep breath and expanded your lungs? When was the last time you allowed your lungs to expand to full? See, a lot of us go day by day forgetting to breathe, forgetting to concentrate or put our focus towards our breathing. So what this does allows you to be centered and focused on your breathing. When you're focused on your breathing, you're not thinking about your troubles. You're not thinking about your worries. You're not thinking about X, Y, Z. Sorry, this hair is bugging me. You're not thinking about X, Y, Z reason. You're focused on you, right? You're focused on the now. And so every time you guys hear this throughout the call, I want you guys to just take a moment, bring your focus back to your breathing, to the now, okay? And this will help us remain centered throughout the period of our call, okay? So last thing, guys, no matter where you are in the world, I know that you guys have access to Telegram, if you have access to internet. So all of you have access to my recordings. If you've ever missed any of my recordings, if any of you are not on my channel already, I dropped it in the chat. And anybody, guys, is welcome to be added onto that community. Any resources that I utilize to build the call, I drop on here after the call, and any notes that I may have taken, anything that I can provide for you guys, I will drop on this channel. Okay, all my links are there. And the only place where you guys will find my recordings, my previous recordings for any of my previous calls, is going to be on that channel. So if you know anybody that may benefit from that wisdom, please send it away. Okay, I welcome all. All right, so with that said, family, let's get this call started. And I have one question for you guys. Well, a couple, right? But I have one question to start with you guys. And it's, who here today, okay, who here today has been complimented? Who here today has been complimented? Who here has given a compliment to someone else this week? Drop some sevens in the chat. Who here has ever had a shoulder to cry on, or who here has had somebody that needed a shoulder to cry on? Who here has ever been provided a shoulder to lean on, right? Who here has been there for somebody else? Drop some sevens in the chat. If you have ever helped anybody without ever being asked, drop some sevens in the chat. I love it. I love it. I love the energy, guys. I love it. Love to see it. You see, family, we have all been there for other people in times of need. We are all here so willingly to help others, to see the great in others, to see the best in other individuals. But now let me ask you this. Who here has given themselves a compliment this week? Who here has had to be their own shoulder to cry on, or their own shoulder to lean on? Who here has experienced a loss, a tragedy that forced you to grow, improve, and strive forward? Drop some fours in the chat if you've answered yes to any of the questions. I know I have. I'm gonna drop some fours right now. I know I have. You see, family. See, we all can relate to that. We've all dropped sevens. We've all dropped fours, right? But my question is, why is it that we're so willing to fill someone else's cup before filling our own? Why is it that we treat our cups with such emptiness, yet overflow someone else's so willingly? Why is it that when it comes to others, we jump to the rescue, yet fail to rescue ourselves? This is the cause and effect of the great I am. This is the title of this chapter, the title of this episode. This is the great I am. And before moving forward, guys, I want you guys to know that this call is going to get a little personal. This call is going to get a little bit emotional. And I want you guys to know that if you relate to this, if any of this resonates with you, please allow that to sink in. If anything that I tell you, that anything that I say is something that you can resonate with, that you can relate to, let that sink in. Whether it's an offense, or it's feeling like it's attacking you, maybe it's a sting, maybe a wound, an open wound that has yet to heal. Allow it to hurt, allow the sting to go in, allow it to heal. Because when you are cleaning up a wound, when you have hurt and pain in your body and you want to clean that wound up, an open wound's going to hurt. An open wound's going to feel like someone is attacking you, someone is attempting to hurt you. But in all reality, when you go through pain, you're going through a healing process. Okay. So when we're going to go through this painful process that may bring this call, that may be brought upon this call, some painful thoughts, I want to challenge you, every single one of you, 45 of you, to let it sink in, resonate with you. And I want you to challenge it, even if it doesn't line up with your current beliefs. Even if something I said maybe not what you are used to hearing, maybe not something that you grew up learning. I want you guys to stick throughout the rest of this call, okay, regardless of how it goes with your beliefs. Okay, so this is the cause and effect of the great I am. I am are such powerful words. Okay, what you put at the end of those words will cast itself into manifestation. Those words have created the skies, moved mountains, and created the stars. They have created civilizations and built cities. Now, I'm not a religious individual, so I ask that you keep an open mind on this subject. We are going to use the word God, but you can utilize the universe, infinite intelligence, whatever it is that you believe in. The concept will remain the same. So I will give you 3 magic words. Okay? 3 magic words that I want you to breathe in with me and accept. Okay? You are God. If you accept this truth, you are God. If you will accept this truth, the universal consciousness will reveal itself upon you from within. God, the universe, is there. He who peers from behind your eyes, he who is your own consciousness, who is your very self. You are not just a part of God. You are altogether God, and God is altogether you. Now, I know that may seem surprising information, and a lot of us weren't raised to believe that. I know I wasn't personally. Personally, I grew up very religious. My parents were very religious. My dad was Catholic. My mom was LDS. As soon as I was born, maybe like, what is it, like 3 years into my life, without even me having any decision upon it, I got baptized Catholic. And then when I was about 8 years old, knew nothing about life or nothing what life was really about, I got baptized Mormon. And maybe I was influenced. Maybe the first one was obviously not my choice. The second one was clearly had to pay upon my own decision and influence, right? And personally, I grew up very religious with a very religious family that would tell me if I didn't behave, God would punish me. That if I committed a sin and did not repent, hell will be the place of my afterlife. I grew up with an understanding that there was a man up in the clouds listening to all of our prayers, deciding which prayer is worthy of his time and which isn't, which he decided were good or bad individuals. I shortly separated, myself from these beliefs. I separated myself from these backgrounds and these religious acts every Sunday. About when I turned 16 years old, I stopped going to church. By then I had already grown out my gauges quite a bit. I had already, grown out my hair, and it caused a lot of like attention, unwanted attention. And so I personally lost myself, I derived myself from that atmosphere. And so I didn't want to feel so, judged or anything like that. So I was just like, you know what? I want to be somewhere where I feel welcome and not where I feel looked and frowned upon, which, I shortly decided, chose not to believe in such judgment. I felt deep down within myself that if there was someone out there determining our future, that he wouldn't allow so much pain, starvation, sickness, war, and abuse to go on in our world. But then, who is God? World, the words lie within each and every one of us. God is in every one of us. Now, that doesn't mean go out there and tell people, excuse me, but you know who you're talking to, right? I'm God. But the only reason that may be a laughter to anybody is because we see God that we have created in our own image. We see the God that is the God of ego, the God who gets angry if you sin, the God that wants special favors, the God that has conditional love, the one who has the power to heal and end wars but beholds it. But the God I'm speaking of is this: God is love. And the he who dwelleth in love will dwelleth in me. Okay. He who dwelleth in love will dwelleth in me. God is pure, blissful, divine, and unconditional love. And that's who you are. That's who every single one of you is. Love. Pure love. See, the power, this whole call is not based from the Bible. And maybe a lot of people left the call because they think so. And that's fine. Not everybody's going to have the same beliefs. This whole call is actually from this book, The Power of Awareness by Neville Goddard. And this was actually the second book I've ever read. Ever. I went to the library and I was like, I want to be more self-aware. And so I went to the library and I read, and I was like, this book seems legit. I read a lot of really good reviews on it, and I took it without understanding the gravity of what I was really grasping my hands on. This book gave me so much power and realization. Okay. Understanding, see, the book of Power of Awareness by Neville Goddard, chapter 27, reverence. And I'm going to read it right off the book. In all creation, in all eternity, in all the realms of your infinite being, the most wonderful fact is that which is stressed in the first chapter of this book. You are God. You are the I am that I am. You are consciousness. You are the creator. This is the mystery. This is the mystery. This is the great secret known by the seers, prophets, and mystics throughout the ages. This is the truth that you can never know intellectually. So, and now understanding something intellectually, you can, come up with a formula. You can come up with, you can study it, do your research on it, ask other experts upon it. But if you want to understand something spiritually, you must first experience it. You must come to know this within you. You see, God, it says that it's told that God created the universe. Read this book. This book is fire. It's told that God created the universe in essence to know itself, See, God, if you are all worthy, all powerful, all light, all brightness and smart, and there's no crimes, there's no evil, there's no discrimination, there's no negative polarity, how do you know how wonderful it is? How does wonders, good, know itself if there's no opposition? See, God created the universe, light and darkness, good and bad, so we can experience both. See, life is a recollection of experiences. Life is a recollection of experiences. Whether you are experiencing something good in your life, something negative in your life, okay, you only know these things, feel these things because it was deemed to be so. Otherwise, we would only know greatness. We would only know happiness. But how will we know what we're experiencing if we don't know the opposite? See, a lot of us come from the low of the lowest, from nothing, when we've lost it all, when we lost even more than we ever had. Of us come from that area and are so grateful for everything that we have now today because we know what nothing is like. Drop some sevens in the chat if you can relate to this. You know what wealth and happiness is like because you have known unhappiness, you have known pain, you have known nothing. You know what this is like. You know what this is. So therefore, you know how good it can be. You know how good it gets. My bad, family. Let me mute everybody real quick. So if you understand something intellectually, good, right? You did your study on it, you did your experience on it. I mean, you did your research on it. But to know something within you spiritually, you must first experience it. And that's why we're all here today. That's why we're all here on this earth, to experience pain, to know what pain is, and understand our greatness, to know what nothing feels like, to know what something is, to know the value of something, right? The the you got to understand this. You are God's, all of you. He is within all of us, not the one we are so often taught is outside of us, but the God that is love, the soul that wants to expand and doesn't want to be restricted. The first expression of every individual everywhere in the universe, either in spoken words, silent thought, or feeling, is I am. Recognizing its own conquering divinity. The students, you, us, endeavoring the understanding and applying of these mighty yet simple laws must stand guard, okay? Must stand guard more strictly over his own thoughts and expressions in words or otherwise. For every time you say, I am not, I am dumb, I am weak, I am not enough of this, I am not enough of that, I cannot do this, I have not. Every time you say I am not, you are other knowingly or unknowingly throttling that great presence within you. So if you did not know that there was a God within you, you do now. So every time you speak negatively, you see, fam, like when you speak so negatively about yourself, maybe after taking a bad trade, for example, I know I have. Drop some fours in the chat if you've ever gotten mad at yourself in your career for taking a poor trade decision, for taking a bad trade overall, for making a bad business decision. Drop some fours in the chat if you can relate to that. If this has ever been you. I remember I used to be, fuck, I'm so stupid, man. Why the hell did I do that? Why? I know that I shouldn't take that trade. Why did I do that? I'm so dumb. Like, why? Maybe I'm just not getting it. Maybe I'm just not understanding it. Maybe it's just, I'm not smart enough. You see, family, when you speak so negatively about yourself or whatever the situation may be, you are defying the God in you. You are simultaneously rendering your godly energy, your divine self, over to that which has brought you those words out on you. You are rendering your power to the situation. You saying that I am not smart enough, you saying that I am not this, I'm not that, is you rendering yourself, your divine self, over to this situation. You are rendering, surrendering to the current situation, saying, I cannot go through this. When you say, I am not enough, I am stupid, I am this, I am that, you are setting a limitation on yourself. The God in you will accept everything that you tell itself, everything that you tell yourself. The God in you will make it so. So when you push yourself down, when you negatively talk about yourself in an aspect that you wouldn't do in front of others, you are still defying that God in you. You are pushing that God in you down, deeper within. You see, we all have that godly intuition in front of us, but you can only hear it more clear the more you gratify it, the more you acknowledge its greatness, its divinity within you. You can only know yourself as far as you accept yourself to be. When I say I am not enough, you are feeding you are feeding the creator in a program, right? The creator in you, you're feeding it a program, and this program will replay itself and see that you manifest all that you speak into existence. For the creator within every single one of us has deemed it to be so. I am is God, and he is in all of us. No one can take those words from you. I am cannot be defined by a name or an object. It is the pure loving consciousness of the universe that is yours and no one else's. No one can strip you from the God in you. No one can define that which is I am you. You are all loving. You are all powerful. You have created this moment with me, right? We have created this moment together. 40 individuals, energy, putting together out on this call. We have created the now. All of us, not just myself. You have created this very moment and will continue to create every day based on two universal feelings: love or fear. That's it. There's no other feelings in this world. Those are the two universal feelings that we speak and make our daily decisions from: love or fear. You will either choose to move with love towards your goals or allow fear to withhold you, withhold the very creator within you. When you accept this truth, you will be able to tap into all that is. For God is the very consciousness of the universe, and he lies within you. There's no one else responsible for where you are today. There's no one else responsible for you where you stand today. Okay? For any excuse renders that godly power in you over that situation, over to that situation. So if I say, for example, I used to be undocumented for most of my life and here in America. And I used to say all the time, the reason I'm not successful, the reason I don't have a job, the reason I don't have money, the reason I don't have my own apartment, the reason blah, 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 was because I'm not from this country, because I'm not illegal, because I'm not documented, because my parents brought me to this country without a choice, because of X. Well, man, I had a list of things why I wasn't successful, a list of things. And I waited for this list of things to disappear before I did something with my life. Well, family, I went 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, all those years of my life waiting for something outside of me to happen for me to do and get down to what I need to do, to look for my purpose, to look for something within me, to look for love, happiness, and success. And I'm here to tell you that love, happiness, success, wealth, health, all your desires lie within the God in you. You have that godly power. You have that power within you to create and do anything that you want. You see, if there's a situation that came from an external point that you feel you have no control over, I'm here to tell you, yes, you do. You have the power to change anything in your life. You have the power. You have created your current situation. And if you say that there's no way I can create a car crash, if there's no way I can create, my current horrible situation, you are only rendering your power to that situation over you. You're saying that you are not worthy to overcome this that has come across in your life. So now, I ask you, next time you talk negatively about yourself, think about it twice. Stop yourself immediately. That moment when you take a bad trade, stop yourself immediately. I am good enough. I am enough. I am doing everything I need to be doing. Not one trade is going to define me. Not one business decision will define my future. For I am not who I used to be. I am who I choose to become. I will not allow life to make of me what it wants to be. I am going to become the best I am that I am. The best God in me that I have in me. I will be the creator of my own life. For those of you who don't know, I don't think I've ever shared this actually. I have Korean sayings on all my platforms, and it says in Japanese, I believe, or Korean, I am the architect, because I have the strong belief and desire that I can design and make anything that I want out of my life. I am the architect. And that is an affirmation that I give myself every single day. Every time I read it, I'm just like, I am the architect. I decide today what goes on. I decide today how I feel inside. I decide today what will be tomorrow. I decide. I'm the decider. No one else can decide my feelings, my future, my success for me, because I am the creator and I have the power over myself. For therefore, I want you guys to really practice this week. I will challenge all of you to love yourself more. Love yourself. Love yourself more. Be more aware of your weaknesses and embrace them. Be happy that you have weaknesses, because then you shall know your strengths. Without a weakness, you will not know your strengths. Without pain, you will not know happiness. Without fear, you shall not know love. Go through the fear, go through the pain, go through the failures. Without failure, you will not ever know success. Success isn't a dollar digit. Success isn't defined by your bank account. Success is defined by how many times you failed and got back up. Success is defined by how well you know your failures. Success and love is defined by that you show yourself, the love and care that you show yourself. So I'm going to end this call with a video that I want to share with you guys that, man, almost brings me to tears every time I listen to it, but I'm going to play it and I'll get back on right now. One sec. I really, really am excited for this one. And if you guys have seen it, you guys have probably seen it, but it's okay. I want you guys to see it again.
I learned something that was really impactful for me, which is that your capacity to love others is limited only by your capacity to love yourself. And that's what inspired this piece of poetry, which I call, "You Are Who You've Been Looking For." You are who you've been looking for. So stop looking for more unless you're looking in a mirror, because it's about time for you to see clearly that you are who you've been looking for. And that empty feeling you got, that hole in your chest, you only got that feeling because you think you're not blessed with everything you need. You see, we live in a consumerist society, which means they need you to buy stuff. And the easiest way to sell it is to tell you you're not enough. Buy this car, you'll get girls. Buy this bra, you'll get guys. And we're seeing it so much that we start believing these lies. But the truth is, the makeup they're selling to make you feel prettier is the same makeup you buy to stop feeling shittier about this lie they keep telling you that you are not enough. And what about the movies we watch, all the shows on TV? The more I watch, the more I see I need you to complete me. And yes, love is the answer, love is the key, but if you can't love yourself, how could you ever love me? And loving yourself, what does that even mean? Like massages and selfies and that sort of thing? Because the more I think about it, the more it feels weird. I've always been taught that self-love was something to be feared. I've been taught that arrogance is bad and vanity, it's not good, and even my bracelets are telling me to act how Jesus would, so what should I do? How should I act? I'm supposed to love myself, but how do I even do that? Well, I got a trick that I picked up from a friend who noticed that I was quick to defend her when she would say something negative about herself. She would say, "I'm so dumb," and I'd say, "You're so brilliant." She'd say, "I'm so weak," and I'd say, "You're so resilient." And when she said, "I feel ugly," and I said, "You look beautiful," she asked me why I was so dutifully filling up her cup constantly and yet treating my own cup so irresponsibly. Because when I looked in the mirror, my voice was quite clear. "You're ugly, you're too thin, your hairline's receding, you got a pimple on your chin." And that was when she gave me a piece of advice that changed my life. She gave me a hug, and she said, "Treat yourself like someone you loved." Treat yourself like someone you loved. Now, I had been standing, but I needed to be sitting because I couldn't believe that I had been letting myself keep forgetting that I was who I'd been looking for. And deep in my core, I knew it was time to stop looking for more until I could look through all my fear and look into a mirror and see clearly that the man looking back at me was the only one who can make me happy, and I am already enough. And I am not any more special or unique than you. That is why I'm here to speak to you. You are already enough. And when you start to see that, you will start to be that. Your world will get brighter, your load will get lighter, and you can see that with life. You can be a lover, not a fighter. And that life, you deserve it. Because you are worth it. And there is no point in letting yourself keep forgetting, because no matter what you say or do, you are perfect. And so today, I hope I leave you with a direction correction away from the flaws you see in your reflection. They aren't flaws to me, they are simply protection against all the doubts you have of your perfection. So start today. Take a good, long look in the mirror and say, "I am who I've been looking for."
All right, guys. So, you know, before I end the call, I just want you guys to know that I have so much love for every single one of you, no matter where you are at in the world, whether I met you, whether I've seen you, whether, we know each other or not, whether we've spoken personally or haven't. I want you guys to know that I am here for you. I'm here for anybody that needs it. I'm here for whoever, I welcome all energy. And I want you guys to know that you are enough. You are enough, and you are worthy of your goals. You are worthy to accomplish everything that it is to accomplish. I know that you guys want to be a seven-figure trader. I know that you guys want the success, the yachts, the mansions, the life, the happiness, the peace. Just know that you are enough. You are worthy of all these things. And the only reason that you do not have these things yet is because you have yet to accept that truth. You are God. You are the God that will create and will make anything happen in this life. You are responsible for everything that goes on in this world. For you are enough. Thank you guys. Have an amazing, amazing rest of your day. Good night.